Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Hey, good to see you. We're back, I promise. Um, People like to message me when I jump online, apparently. Hey, good to have you all here. Oops, StreamYard. StreamYard was. Um, James Avery, good to see you, buddy. I was here. These are live. Jojo, I hate morning. Flying DJ. Marie is here. Angela's here. Danny Mitchell. Charlie. Come on. Hey, so while we're getting set up, I wanna see if you guys think any of these settings are better. Is this one better? Do you like the sound of this one? Is this one better for you guys? Or hold on, is this one the best one? This one looks like the best one on the, or this one. Which one do you guys like? This one sounds alright, actually. I don't know which which setting it is. There we go. We'll keep it on this one. This one looks good. We've got a lot of stories to go through tonight. We still gotta catch up on that one we were doing when I left a bit earlier. Uh, as you would have heard, Trisha's not gonna be on tomorrow night. She's gonna be away. Modulating, modulating. No, I was testing out they've got these different settings we can use on the microphone. Uh, Patricia's gonna be away tomorrow night, so you're gonna have me we're gonna go at 10:30 tomorrow night, okay? 10:30. Let me get set up, let's get your first story, then let's get the camera on. What is this? Get me unsubscribed. Oh, I wanted to show you something. You remember how we were talking on the first show about that I'm just gonna switch to that one, that's one we used earlier. Um, I found remember how I said the people from Noah's, parents were posting online? Now this is personal information. I don't wanna make too big of a deal of it, but this is incredibly sad if this is true. It was posted in a public thread about breakups, and it says that, like, his parents broke up after Noah died. Yeah, my girl and I separated after 7 years. She was diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenia, wasn't herself anymore, and we had lost her. We watched her taken away from our family slowly. This was past September 23. My stepson, her boy, Noah Pisgrove, was 19, just graduated high school in Comanche, Oklahoma, was found murdered south of town and is still unsolved. This is incredibly sad. I can't believe they did something. The audio is cutting in and out audio. Let me have a look. Oh, okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, I fixed it. There we go. Bad audio, bad audio. What is going on? Yeah, it's definitely coming through my microphone. Is that better now? I've changed it to the other setting. I'll wait for people to tell me in chat, and then we'll get going. Alright, let me set up this while I talk, and you guys can tell me if this one is better. Still bad. Is this one any better? Do you guys like this one? This one is clear now. Okay. Alright, fine. We'll keep this one. Okay, fine. Alright, well, we were looking at the carjacking earlier. Let's get back into that. I wanna find out more about this carjacking. Let's have a look about let me grab the video we were doing before. Press conference. Let's jump back into this press conference. So if you didn't hear about this, this was a carjacking in Florida the other day, and it's a little odd. A vehicle, a green Acura, had been barging another car in front of it, and then the guy hopped out with a machine gun, and he stuck the gun in her face. Actually, I'll show you the original bit so we can have a catch up. Yeah, let me show you the original footage, and then we'll jump back into the second half of the press conference, and then I'll get my camera on. Sorry, it's been a bit of a slow night tonight. Slow start tonight. We're having a slow start. So here's the footage that we watched earlier. And look, the dude hops out of this green Acura and he's got a freaking giant gun and he sticks it in her face in this white car in front of her, or it might be a black car, I can't tell. But he ends up kidnapping this woman, and they find her later on in the car's on fire, and her body's inside. She's been shot and killed. But that's not the only thing. A day earlier, a tow truck driver who tried to tow this green car was shot and killed with over 100 bullets fired at the time. They found 100 bullet casings all over the ground. What is with this car? Is it magical? It's very odd. All right. So I'll show you the little clip here, and then we'll get into the press conference we watched earlier.
Got out of his car with the hood over his
Here's
face
that
and had
clip.
a
You guys can
machine gun,
see
it
it.
looked
He's
like.
sticking that gun. This is
Absolutely
from a
terrifying.
witness who
Tonight
was
we're
behind
hearing
them
the
and saw it and
911
was like,
With the
"What
hood
the hell
over
is
the
going
car,
on
hit the
here?"
car,
So you see he
got
jumps
out
out
of
of
his
that
car with
green
the hood
car,
over his face
has
and
this
had a
gun.
machine gun, it
It's a
looked
10
like.
millimeter gun.
Absolutely terrifying. Tonight we're
They said it's
hearing the 911 call from a
a
witness who
rare
saw a
size
Homestead
ammo. They don't
woman
really see it a
being
lot in the
carjacked
street.
and kidnapped in
You
Central
see it in
Florida. That
military. Then look,
terrifying
he gets
encounter
himself
was
in the
caught
white
on
car
camera.
A body
and
believed
he
to be hers
abducts
turned
her,
up several counties
and she
away,
ends
and
up
the search is
murdered and
growing
killed.
for the people
But
responsible.
this story doesn't
NBC6's
end
Nico
there.
Clemens is live
Then
in
a friend of her husband, the woman who was killed, had a friend they grew up with, like when they were younger, like little kids, who was now a deputy at one of the police departments. He phoned the department that was actually covering the investigation and pretended to be a different person, lied about his identity, accessed information that he shouldn't have, and then leaked it out outside of the police department. He was charged and he went to court, and now his career is now in jeopardy, like complete jeopardy. He did a lot of bad things. Um, like who lies about who they are if you're already a cop? It's very odd. All right, let's jump back onto we'll watch the little bit of the end of the press conference that we started earlier, and then we'll talk about it. Let's get back to this bit. I think we're up. Oh, we must have been here. We're at 9 minutes, weren't we? Yeah.
Particularly the David system that released unique
Oh,
characteristics
that's
of
why
the
we
home
were muffled.
address,
All right, here we go.
the photograph and signatures of the lead investigator in this case. And then the last charge is the use of a two-way communication device in the commission of these felonies. He has just gone through first appearance at 2 o'clock here in Seminole County today. I don't know any of the details about what happened during that first appearance hearing. We were working with our detectives on the inside here. So a lot of updates. We still have incredibly dangerous people that are out there on the streets. We still want to encourage our public to again, not approach these individuals. They should be perceived as armed and dangerous. Anybody who has any information about the occupants of this incredibly rare vehicle here in the state of Florida should contact authorities, either the Orange County Sheriff's Office or the Seminole County Sheriff's Office, or if you feel more comfortable, Crime Line, where you could be eligible for a reward and remain anonymous as we go. Again, with that, I'll open for any questions about the.
Oh, that was the end of our press conference. We watched it all. It was 9 minutes. So that was a great second half. It was about 40 seconds long. People are talking about the Middle East. Actually, I see an alert that just went out about 11 minutes ago saying that Middle East Crisis Live, Israel has carried out an attack on Iran. US officials say after blast reported near Isfahan. So apparently there is bombing going on over there right now. US officials have confirmed that Israel has carried out military operations against Iran, but did not describe those operations. They said Israel warned the Biden administration earlier on Thursday the strike was coming in the next 24 to 48 hours. According to CNN, the Israelis assured the US counterparts that Iran's nuclear facilities would not be targeted. Iranian state media has confirmed only that air defense opened fire on drones in the Isfahan province, bringing them down. There was also Iranian reports of air defenses working around Tabriz. So, seems to be a bunch of stuff coming out, probably going to escalate over the next few hours. And people in those countries, I feel there's a lot of bad people on either side of this equation. but the people who tend to get hurt are the people that live there. And they may not even be a part of the military or whatever. They're just people, and they're the people who end up getting shrapnel in their face or having an arm blown off or whatever. They never ask for this crap, and most of the time they're under intense, bad conditions. They haven't eaten. There's no food. There's no water. It's just bad juju all over. So news saying Iran, Iraq, and Syria wouldn't surprise me considering they all conspired against Israel to do that giant drone attack earlier. So, hey, Vicky Kennedy, how are you, my friend? Marilyn Landis, Danny Mitchell, Leisha, hey, Leisha. Mamma Mia is here. Brenda Crass is also here. Moonlight View made it. Warfare equals jobs for some nations. You know what they say about war, right? You want to make money, go to war. That's what they say. You want more money, go to war. It's really horrible. I hate the fact that for some people it's a money making exercise, not for freedom of people that are being held hostage or you know repressed or whatever. What It's horrible. I wish it would clear up for all the innocent people that are out there suffering. But we do need to find where a lot of these hostages and their remains are. I read a story the other day, right, about two families in Israel who their sons were in a US, or not a US, they were in a military base that was right on the border. And their base was the first place that was attacked back in, the big invasion last year, and they were one of the first people that confronted the oncoming onslaught of people, and they were abducted, taken back across the border, and never found. The families are confused because apparently, according to their religion, burial must be within 24 hours of death, and they have to make a hard choice. Do we bury and have a ceremony with no remains, or do we break our traditions and wait for as long as we can, hoping that someone will return some part of our sons and that we can have a proper burial for them? And I could not imagine having to make that choice to either honor my, you know, faith and have to, do a ceremony with no actual human that we can bury, or live in some sort of like, you know, land of just not knowing for many months, could be years, who knows how long until they actually find these two soldiers, and they just have to be in limbo forever. And I'm sure there's many other families out there in the exact same situation. So really, really, really horrible. Danny Mitchell says Iran FAFO. They are about to FAFO, aren't they? I think anyone who bombs anyone is probably going to get a bit of FAFO from someone. All right. We're not a war channel. We're a true crime channel. But there you go. There's your little update on that. I wish I had more, but actually there's not a ton. Yeah, they're just doing like small updates about an hour ago. Yeah, just that Iran suspends flights over several cities. Iran fires defense batteries. They're like, things to take down incoming, missiles or uh, drones, aircraft, that type of thing. U.S. officials confirm Israel carried out operation against Iran. We'll see what happens in the coming hours with that. We may get more, we may get less. Let's go to WTVJ TV out of Florida, South Florida. Car found deputy arrested amid investigation into
Tonight,
Homestead woman's fatal carjacking. So this is a carjacking we're talking about, and the sheriff was saying it seems like it's something out of a TV show. It almost feels that way. It says here, I think we read this article earlier, but for people who didn't see it, I wanted to find this bit down here. So they haven't actually identified this woman as being the body in the car, but they believe so because she was in the car when it was abducted. But they believe it is her. Um, Actually, for the people who weren't here earlier, let's play this
He was
clip.
chasing the car, hit the car, got out of his car with a hood over his face and had a machine gun, it looked like.
Absolutely terrifying. Tonight, we're hearing the 911 call from a witness who saw a Homestead woman being carjacked and kidnapped in Central Florida. That terrifying encounter was caught on camera.
A body believed to be hers turned up several counties away, and the search is growing for the people responsible.
NBC6's Nico Clemens is live in Homestead tonight with the latest developments. Nico, what do we know?
You too. This is just a heartbreaking and tragic ending to the story, but the investigation's far from over. Right, detectives are still searching for this green Acura, and they are also trying to find the people they believe are responsible. We are outside the family's home again. They're not here. They're not speaking. Only heard from a few family friends who have stopped by. Had nothing but great things to say about this woman. But this video, it is so tough to watch.
An urgent call for help.
You need to do something now because I don't know what's going on.
From someone who witnessed this Thursday. Detectives in Seminole County say a man got out the green car with a gun, walked up to the white Dodge and pointed it at the driver, Catherine Aguas Vivas. They say the man then gets in the passenger seat and the 31-year-old starts driving, while another man in the green car follows them. The sheriff says they believe they found the white Dodge on fire about 2 hours later and Aguas Vivas' body inside, but they still have to confirm it's her through DNA. He says they also found a dozen shell casings.
There's no clear indicator why somebody would do this. Why would they target them?
Investigators say moments before the carjacking, Aguas Vivas called her husband and told him someone was following her and had rammed the car. The witness called 911 soon after.
He was chasing the car, hit the car.
So only the witness called 911. We actually heard that the husband nor the wife actually called police. Only the witness who filmed this video called any kind of authorities about what they were seeing, like a good Samaritan. But no one, not the wife or the husband, called any police at the time. They did later. They called that deputy that they knew, and he called the department who was handling the case and then lied to them, falsely represented who he was, and their detectives picked up on it. They're like, hey, this doesn't sound right. We're going to investigate it. And then they charged him with procedural crimes. Danny Mitchell, where was this? South Florida, they're saying. Let me give you an exact location. Homestead in Florida. Homestead. It's Seminole County. So Seminole County's up near Tallahassee, right? Am I wrong? Seminole County. Let's have a look. That's North Florida, not South. I'm wrong. I'm getting my geography wrong. Oh, it's near Orlando. It's North Orlando. So if that helps you, North Orlando. Oh my God, I know someone who lives here. Actually, yeah. So it's I can show you on the map. Hold on. Hey, map, be nice to me. All right, here I can show you. So this is the region apparently. So all around here, all these different suburbs are inclusive. So there's Orlando right there. Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Walt Disney World. That's why Osceola was involved too, because they're just next to this region. So it's probably why you got several of these different police departments, because I think you got like 3 in this little area, three separate police departments. If you ever go on the flight tracker, you'll see like Osceola, Kissimmee, and a few others, like a bunch of different police departments all flying in this particular area around Orlando. Yeah, so that's the region apparently, Seminole County. If that helps you with your mental visioning. Angela says, I don't think she had time to call police, but her husband did, so why didn't he? It's very weird, yes. Shh. Jojo says that might be because they're illegal or have warrants. That's usually why they don't call. Did the husband speak English? Sometimes that's a reason. Yeah, I believe they have grown up in America. They might be first or second generation. I believe they know. Danny Mitchell says gangsters. I mean, I think the guy who carjacked them might be a gangster for sure. I don't know about them. They might. I don't know. I don't think we have a lot of background about them. Jojo said he would shoot me right there. Never be taken. That's right. Never be taken to a second location. Isn't that what the people tell you? Never be taken to a second location. Do whatever you have to do to not be taken to another place because it never ends up good. The husband, maybe. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's look up this lady's name. Her name is Catherine. Catherine Aquaviva? Probably saying it wrong with my Spanish accent. Here, father of Seminole County carjacking victim speaks out. Let's have a listen to that.
New at 10, family members are remembering Catherine Altagracia Guerrero de Aguas Vivas tonight.
So she was the victim of an armed carjacking in Seminole County last week. Law enforcement believes it was her body later found inside of a car that had been set on fire in Osceola County.
For the first time, we are learning more about who Aguas Vivas was. West News' Haley Crimmelholm is live with what her father had to say about her.
So when he talks about his daughter, he describes her as smart and someone who always looked out for her parents. And she's a parent too. And the loss has obviously been crushing. He didn't want to be identified for this interview.
The father of Catherine Aguas Vivas spoke Monday about the loss of his daughter. It rocked our family, he said as he spoke with a TV station in Miami. Aguas Vivas had been living with her husband in Homestead, according to law enforcement. Her husband told deputies she was in Central Florida to visit family, but they haven't been able to find any family members in the area who were expecting her. He says his daughter was a mother with a 6-year-old girl of her own. She was college educated and had been studying English since her time in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He describes his daughter as caring and smart, someone with a lot of friends who never had problems with anyone. Finding out what happened was shocking and devastating. He says he came home and found his wife crying. He said the neighbor already communicated to her what happened, and that's how we find out. To the people out there who know what happened, he's asking them to cooperate with law enforcement, saying today it was my daughter. Tomorrow it can be the daughter of someone else.
Odd. They say in that film clip she was there to visit family, but there was no family that were expecting her. So what the hell was going on? And why was she there? And why didn't they want to call police? Maybe that guy in that car knew something about them. Maybe it was targeted. Because the police don't seem all that worried about this guy just being on the loose. Hey, he carjacked this woman, took her and killed her. They don't seem all that worried. They're just like, oh yeah, there's a dude on the loose. Broad daylight, carjacked someone and killed them, set their car on fire with their body in it. It's not that bad, Hey, we'll leave him out there. We'll find him when we do. Sounds odd, right? It's almost like they think it might be targeted. Alicia said, I thought it was Friday all day, even just now. I have done that before. Drug running? Maybe. It's odd that, it's just odd that she said she was visiting family, but family members were not expecting her in the region. Oh, maybe, Sienna. Sienna says, sounds like the husband set her up to have her killed. Maybe. I watched too many true crime lately. Maybe. Charlie, hey Charlie. Charlie says maybe her car has a GPS so they can see where she had been. I'm guessing if it survived the fire, maybe. But that car was completely torched. I don't know if the GPS would survive. It was completely burnt to the ground. There was a photo. Let me show you. There's a photo of the car. I can give you a look. Hold on. Nope, not like that. Let me see. No, not not touched. Torched. Da, da, da. I can't seem to find it, but it was they did play it in a couple of videos we watched where you could see where the location of the car was found. Let's see if they have it here at all. Ah, here. Here's that car. There wasn't a lot left. There you go. This is where they found the car. There wasn't much left. They look is that like a drivetrain or something and I don't even know what that is. That's all that's left of the car. Not much. I think that and the shell of the vehicle. What even is that? That looks like some sort of pulley or some sort of something for the drivetrain or something like that. That's the you know what was left. So I don't know if the GPS would have survived unless it was like sent somewhere off site and they have records of it, like it passed through a server and then they're able to pull those records from a provider like, One Star or whatever, something like that. Yeah, they burnt it down. Yeah, it was probably to remove any DNA or, you know, evidence, to get rid of evidence. That's normally why they torch cars, to get rid of any type of, what's the two things that can get rid of evidence? Bleach, fire, water. That's about it. That's all you got. And maybe space, but I don't think we can get into space anytime soon. Yeah, so that's all that's left, unfortunately. And her body was located inside that burnt out vehicle. Um, Yeah, it's odd. Like the police department, Seminole County Sheriff's Office just says if you have any information about this incident, contact the Seminole County Sheriff's Office or go through Crime Line and remain anonymous. Like there's no like there's no, alert. There's no like, hey, we're looking for this dude. It's real serious. Contact us if you've seen him. Nothing like that. You know, let me see if there's anything from today, past 24 hours. 7 hours, Spectrum News. Spectrum 13. Spectrum 13 says there was witness statements released today. According to the report released Thursday, when deputies arrived at the intersection, a witness showed them a video recording of the suspected carjacking that showed the green Acura car stopped behind a white Dodge Durango. A man wearing a mask and holding what appeared to be a rifle then got out of the Acura and then approached the Durango. The subject pointed the rifle at the front window, to which the driver's side door opened. The subject then leaned into the vehicle for a few moments and then the subject is seen entering the vehicle on the rear driver's side while holding that rifle. A second witness told deputies that they were driving east on East Lake Driver near Bird Road when they saw what they believed to be a road rage incident in which the white Dodge Durango was trying to get away. The witness described a similar interaction. The driver of the green Acura, who she said was a tall, possibly Hispanic male wearing all black clothing and wearing a mask, and the Dodge Durango at the intersection. Once the man from the green Acura entered the Dodge Durango, the witness said the two vehicles made a U-turn to head west on East Lake Drive. So what was the point of carjacking it if they had another driver in the green Acura? That's what I want to know. What was the point of it? It almost seems like, yes, like some people are saying, maybe a setup. Investigators have not yet released any information on possible suspects in the case, but the incident report indicated they could be facing charges of kidnapping, premeditated murder, while engaged in kidnapping and armed carjacking. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, it's almost like I feel like the police know more than they're letting on. It's very suspicious that they're not concerned. There's no threat to the public. Like normally, if you had someone doing this in the like, you know, in the public, they'd be like, "Oh my god, everyone be careful. There's a guy out there and he's carjacking people and torturing their cars and murdering them." But they're not doing that. They're just sort of like, "Hey, there's no threat to the public. It's a bad incident. We're very depressed over it, but we'll find the guy." Yeah, they know. I'm pretty sure. There's just so little like urgency, and I don't see that anywhere. I don't see any urgency. Um, Let me see if we have anything else from the past 24 hours on it. The Miami Herald. Let's have a look. They said Orlando area deputies arrest links him to husband of carjacked murdered Homestead woman. Cops. Yeah, that's the deputy that tried to get involved and get information from the leading agency. Rang up, used a fake name, tried to get information, accessed internal police systems that he shouldn't have because he's not a detective on the case, and the the Seminole County Sheriff's Office actually charged him and put him through the court, and he was in court this morning. Says the case spans multiple counties, and investigators say the same green 2002 Acura the kidnappers used to carjack Agua Viva white Dodge Durango near the suburban community of Winter Springs is connected to the shooting death of a tow truck driver, Juan Luis Cintron Garcia, 39, the day before in Orange County. The other thing is that green 2002 Acura, there's only one in the entire state of Florida. One. They said they checked all the records. There's only one that is drivable. There's actually three, but the other two are salvaged. They're not working and they don't drive. There's only one that's on the road, and it's the one that was involved in this carjacking. So, carjacking and murder. It says Agua Viva's husband, Miguel Agua Vivas, contacted Estrella Chicon when he and her husband, Luis Fernando Abreu, were driving up to Seminole County last Thursday to meet with detectives about the carjacking, according to Seminole County arrest report. After getting off the phone with Miguel, Estrella used a bogus name, called the lead Seminole County detective on the case, and said he was a detective with Orange County and was Catherine's maternal cousin, according to the report. He told the detective he was concerned about his cousin and asked how the case was progressing. She told him she could not discuss the case with him, but also asked him if he knew why Catherine was in the area at the time. He responded that he was not in regular contact with her and did not know. Well, if you were not in regular contact with these people and they weren't close family, why were you contacting a detective on the case? It's all a little weird. It's all a little strange. Uh, hmm. What the detective did not know was that Estrella was video recording the conversation with her and also accessing a police database, pulling her professional credentials, her driver's license information, including her address. After a roughly 3-minute conversation, Estrella sent the video recording to Miguel through the WhatsApp messaging app. See, very silly. The video sent to Miguel around 11:05 p.m. last Thursday clearly shows the detective on the phone and pulling up the police database. And detectives say in the report he was using a laptop commonly issued to law enforcement officers. And they said he's been charged with several felonies, including use of a two-way device in the commission of a felony, eavesdropping, invasion of privacy, accessing a computer or electronic device without authorization. He has entered a written plea of not guilty. You recorded yourself doing it and sent it to someone. How are you not guilty? How are you going to argue that one? I don't know how you argue that and say, I'm not guilty, even though I recorded it all. Yeah, there's something wrong with this. He waited 3 years and was back on the force. I don't know how you get back on the force after gun running. It's like against the whole ideal of policing. Hey Marlene, how are you? It is weird that they didn't call 911. That cop is dangerous. Yep, willing to break the rules. I don't know if they should have their badge back. Hold on. All right, we're back. Moonlight View says, I think even drugs, maybe. Maybe, it could be. You might be right. Yeah, I think that's the craziest thing I've heard. Oklahoma officer in Oklahoma was fired for embezzlement and arms trading. Crazy. Guys, hold on a second. I have to help someone. Hold on. All right, we're back. Sorry, it was just my cat. She's like, meow, meow. All right. Moonlight View said, yep, heard it on Rock Chalk. It really happened. I'll have to look that one up. That sounds brutal. All right, my lovely friends, let's move on. Sienna said, apparently in the US, police get fired for any reason and go to the next county over and get rehired. Yeah, I think because they're all separate, like almost like businesses. They can just go to the next one and the next one and the next one. Um, I've heard of that happening before. All right, my lovely people. By the way, thank you to our new subscribers. Great to have you here. Oh, let's go to South Carolina.
One man after a hostage standoff situation. Deputies say the incident began around 8 last night in Gaffney after a woman called 911 saying she needed help. When deputies arrived on the scene, they found Ryan Lyles in the home with a gun and holding their infant child. There were also 2 other children in the home. Lyles refused to leave the home, but after a few hours, finally released the hostages. He was then taken into custody. He's charged with first-degree domestic violence. Other charges are still pending.
What was that? That was like a let's read through it. It says here. It says here, where are we? Apparently my screen has gone crazy. Come on. Okay, I don't know what has happened, but apparently I've lost all control of my screen. Here. No, we're back. It says armed man holds infant and 2 other children hostage inside Gaffney, South Carolina home, police say. An armed man in Gaffney, South Carolina was arrested after holding an infant and 2 children and a woman hostage during a standoff Wednesday night. Officers with the Gaffney Police Department said they got a 911 call about 8:30 p.m. about a woman needing police. They said the woman laid the phone down and dispatchers relayed what was being said in the background to officers who were responding. After several minutes, officers were told that a man had a gun and was holding an infant child. There were also 2 other children in the home. Here's a photo of the guy arrested. Police said the man refused to come out of the home and refused to let others leave. The suspect, Anthony Ryan Lyles of Spartanburg, had numerous incidents involving domestic violence and weapons charges with the police department. The Cherokee Police Department SWAT team, as well as their hostage negotiator, went to the home. Authorities said a negotiator began communicating with him through the front window. About 11:30 p.m., Lyles let the victims out of the home and was arrested, officers said. He was booked into Cherokee County Detention Center on first-degree domestic violence charge, among others. Jeez. He held an infant hostage, this guy. An infant with a firearm. Leisha says there's a super shortage of cops. Yeah, I heard that too. Like you. So what do you guys think about that? Holding a baby, an infant, hostage. That sounds like a great Thursday night activity, right? That's what we all do. I get bored, I hold an infant hostage. No, we don't do that. Very strange case out of Cherokee County. Let me see if I can find anything else on this. By the way, in the Southwood Torso murder case, they still have not been able to identify that man. So a torso, which was basically just the hips and the butt and the legs, the top part of the legs, was found in Greater Manchester in the UK about 2 weeks ago. They still have not been able to find out who the guy is, and they're winding down the search. They haven't found any more body parts, and they are winding down their active search. Now they're going into an investigative mode until they get more information. They haven't been able to locate any other part of this poor man who was brutally murdered and dismembered in the UK. Nothing. There's been not a single other piece of the man found. So they said, although we haven't found any more human remains in the area from our searches, we continue to work with an open mind while our murder investigation continues. Through initial forensic work, we have confirmed the man is most likely aged older than 40 and appears to be white. However, given we don't know his identity yet, we can't confirm his nationality at this stage. There are no distinguishing marks on his body, for example, tattoos or noticeable scarring. My team has checked with the victim's DNA against the UK police database, and although this does not bring up a match, there is extensive work ongoing, including trolls of various other databases, missing person records, and medical records. It's a big piece of work which will take time. Right now, as well as wanting to speak to those who may have been in the area where the body was found, we're also appealing to anyone who has a dad, brother, or son who they have not seen in over 12 days to come and speak with us. Our victim could be a family member, friend, co-worker, or acquaintance, and someone will have an idea of what has happened to him. The cooperation and patience from the people of Greater Manchester is greatly appreciated. The community has given us time and space we need at the scene in the last week, and we continue to feel their support as we work to find answers. What I can say is that we aren't stopping here. So yeah, a 20-year-old man was arrested on April 6 on suspicion of murder in connection with the case. He has since been released on bail, and they have not rearrested him at this stage either. So yeah, very strange, and no update about the man, unfortunately. Yeah, poor guy. I know. Hold on. So I just want to know where the rest of the man is and what did they do with him? They even stopped all the bin services in Manchester and couldn't find anything. They searched through bins, they've searched the rubbish system, nothing. Yeah, they said it was a male. I know, Angela. I wish they would figure out who the guy was so they could tell his family. But right now, by the way, I just got an email. Sean is our daily donator. Sean, thank you so much for supporting the channel almost every day. I really appreciate it. If you would like to see your name in the ending video, all you got to do is send a donation, and your name will be in there all month. All right, let's keep going. Did we get an update about the burned body in the UK? Let's have a look. No update as of yet. So if you remember yesterday, we spoke about a Bradford murder, dramatic moment. Woman is arrested after burned body discovered in her home. We had a look at the property. You could see all the smoke marks everywhere from him being burned. It says neighbors say the family who live at the home said to be a man in his 80s, his wife, and a son aged around 20 had not been seen outside for years, with some believing the elderly man who lived there died years ago during the worst of the COVID pandemic. Locals are said to have heard a man's screams and then seen smoke coming from the garden before finding a badly mangled body. Ugh. It says West Yorkshire police confirmed a 52-year-old woman and a man 26 have been arrested on suspicion of murder, and both are in custody as inquiries continue. Officers are not looking for anyone else in relation to the tragedy. One local who gave his name as Mohammed said the discovery was made after a neighbor shouted a body was on fire. He continued, there was smoke coming from the garden, but we couldn't get in because the gate had been bolted shut. Oh my God. It says, I couldn't believe it. It was something like out of a horror film. I could see into her garden. I never see her in the winter, and I only ever see her in the summer and in the garden. Sometimes I see her in the garden wearing a full hazmat suit, gloves, and a mask. It's very strange, he said. Pictures show visible charring and fire damage to the ground floor windows of the house, with at least 6 forensic officers clothed in white protective suits were seen combing the property for clues. Another neighbor who did not want to be named added, the family never ventured out. They are highly reclusive. So they're like recluse people, like hermit people. They said this has happened out of the blue and everyone is very shocked by it. Nothing has ever happened there before. The family have lived there for about 8 years and we just don't see anyone ever come and go from the property. West Yorkshire Police and Homicide and Major Inquiry Team said, from the information known at this time, we are treating this as a murder investigation. I would hope so. He didn't burn himself, at least we hope not. But there were so many people at this address, like so many cops. But I think she's 50s. The man was in his 80s. Here, West Yorkshire Police confirm a 52-year-old woman and a man 26. The man who died was in his 80s, apparently, not the woman. See, neighbors say the family who live at the home said to be a man in his 80s, his wife, and a son aged around 20. So the man arrested was 26, the wife was 52, and the man was 80. So there's 3 people. Yeah, brutal images. I showed you some of the overhead drone shots yesterday. Marlene said, I used to go to residence, buy from people. It's a very dangerous job I was doing. Now I have a child and have to come home. It does sound scary, Jojo. It is bizarre, right? It almost seems like something went wrong and the hermits killed their father or something. It's a bit of an age gap, 30-something years or a bit longer, more like 20-something years possibly, if their exact ages are 80 and 53. Yeah, but no update on whether they're going to be charged or nothing at this time. Let me just have a quick look if we can find that overhead shot. Bradford murder. Oh, so they're saying that the man who died in Shetland Close, which is the street that was on, was named locally as David. His name was David. The man who died as 2 people were arrested in a murder probe has been named locally as David. One of the first people on the scene had rushed to Shetland Close in BD2 Bradford after hearing screaming, yelling, and shouting while washing his car around 3:15 p.m. on Tuesday. The neighbor who wished to remain anonymous said, I was washing my car in the drive so I could hear it all. His wife wandered around about 3:45 p.m. and he went to the quiet cul-de-sac after she relayed the horror she discovered over the phone. West Yorkshire Police said it called to a serious ongoing incident in that area. A 52-year-old woman and a 26-year-old man were arrested yesterday in relation to the incident. The neighbor said they got a sledgehammer and tried to break through, and it wasn't even opening. It was very hard. A few minutes later, more came and arrested her. They broke the door down. West Yorkshire Police and Fire Service also attended the scene and extinguished a small fire inside the property. A body of an adult man was found there, and police said they are working to formally identify him and trace him to his next of kin. Interesting. Yeah, their entire home was barricaded. Sorry about that. Got a couple of messages both at once. So the man has been named locally as David, who another neighbor described as someone who loved to potter about in his garden up until a few years ago. Sounds like they became very scared of the outside world during the pandemic and locked themselves in their home. You can buy gold at Costco and Walmart now. Interesting. They really have everything. They do. They have the world at Costco. Um, yeah, very strange. I think we're going to find out a lot more. Police said they need anyone with information to be passing that on to police and not to be, spreading rumors online. A lot of rumors apparently are on social media. Let's see if we can find any other information on Twitter. Yeah, so they found a highly reclusive family who had not been seen by neighbors for years, apparently. But I don't see many of these rumors that people are talking about. Maybe they're on like Facebook groups or something like that. But the amount of police that turned up was impressive. Actually, I can show you the arrest video here. They actually are like, this is when they're arresting his wife, or who I suspect is his wife. The woman, she had to be dragged out. Yeah, they had to drag that woman out. She would not go freely, and their home was completely barricaded like a drug den. When they tried to knock down the front door, it took like 5 police officers to actually kick in the front door. It was that well barricaded. And then she didn't want to come out. I think they're scared of the outside world from COVID or something like that. Older people had a very hard time going out after. Yeah, they may have become like paranoid of getting sick or something like that. I know a few people that happened to. Yeah, look at all the forensic police that turned up. You got a whole heap of them. There's that backyard shot. He's over here in the corner. You can just see his feet or something. If you look very close, there's like a pair of hands or feet or something. And they put a drone up in the air. Come on. There we go. There you go. If you didn't see that last time I showed it to you, that was the woman being arrested. 20 million in gold last month. Wow, that is a lot of gold. It is a lot of gold, my friend. All right. What time is it? 3:02. I think we're going to wrap up for the night. I think we might wrap up. I don't have anything else for today. Hold on. Let me check my email. People like to send me different. Actually, this is from DJ. How interesting. Oh, oh, not like that. Apparently, 911 was completely out in 4 different states yesterday. South Dakota, Texas, Nebraska, and Nevada reported service interruptions to 911 call centers Wednesday evening. It said it affected South Dakota, Texas, Nebraska, and Nevada. Service was restored to some areas hours later. It says each 911 attempt is getting a call back from dispatch. However, the workload generated from an unnecessary 911 test calls is hampering their efforts to get appropriate resources where they need to go. Please don't call 911 unless an actual emergency exists. You might want to spell actual correctly too. It's ACT something. UA. I don't know. There's a U in there, not an I. You have to use a U. I think they typoed it. Um, that would be very scary if you had someone who had like a heart attack or something, and the one time they have a heart attack, 911 is down. He would be like, "Oh my god, come on. Why are you doing this to me? The one time I need 911, it's not working." Um, It says in Del Rio, Texas, the outage seemed to be with a major cellular carrier. The City of Del Rio Police Department said Wednesday a carrier was experiencing an outage that was affecting customers' ability to reach 911. Emergency services in the city were still operational, according to the department. Those who can't reach 911 through their cell phone can use a landline or a different carrier. They said we're actively monitoring the situation and will provide further updates as they become available. Thank you for your cooperation. And it says Nebraska officials reported service was down to 911 call centers across the state for all carriers except for T-Mobile. Chase County residents had to call a different number to reach law enforcement, EMS, and the fire department while the service was down. Interesting. I wonder what caused it. Just bad carrier information? I know. There is no I in actual. Make sure you have your local number in your phone as well as 911. James Avery, that is a very good tip for people to have. Have the local, uh, office or like not non-emergency number in your phone in case the 911 goes down. That is a good point. All right, guys, my voice is actually wearing out. I'm gonna go have a break, and we'll be back tomorrow. You can see it's a little croaky. I'm gonna see if I can fix that before tomorrow. Tomorrow night's gonna be a big show. Trisha's not on tomorrow night, but I'll be on. We're gonna go at 10:30 to help her viewers, because they normally show up at 10:30. So we're gonna go an hour later at 10:30, and we're gonna have a long show. We're gonna do 2.5 hours. There will be no late show tomorrow, but there will be an extra long regular show. So come back at 10:30 tomorrow for Friday nights with Ping. We're going to hang out, have a lot of fun, talk a lot of stories and updates from your Friday. And I hope you guys keep an eye on that coverage out of Israel. Maybe Lukna. Is Lukna on? Lukna might come on. He always tries to do stuff in the Middle East and, that kind of area. So he might actually do that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone who supports this channel are very kind. The people who like or leave a comment or, are on the replay crew, you are all appreciated by Ping. I appreciate each and every one of you for the small things that you guys do to support the channel every single day. It means a lot. To the people who are able to send in a donation to help support the channel in that way, you guys, thank you so much. I know how hard it is for everyone right now with the rising cost of everything. So I get what a sacrifice it is to help me out. So thank you very much on behalf of me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Jojo says, years ago, a friend called our local non-emergency number. Someone broke into her car A helicopter showed up 1 minute later above my house. That is a crazy story, Jojo. All right, everyone. Hey, much love from Ping. Be safe tomorrow. Have a great Friday, okay? Have a great Friday during the day, and I'll see you in the nighttime. Peace out, everyone. Bye.